The microphone was trying to hide on me this morning, huh, Terry?
It was. It was doing a lot of different funny things.
Yes, indeed. Well, that's why we were a little bit delayed, but we're a little bit early at the same time because Parx decided it was going to start early, so we're going to start early today, Terry.
Yeah.
I hear an echo still. I don't know what it is about you and I. It's the only people we echo with. But let's take a look at that Ben Salem weather. Looks like it's going to be a nice day today outside the suburbs of Philadelphia in Ben Salem, Pennsylvania. So let's hope that stays up. I know that the track is listed as good at Parx, Terry. So let's see if indeed we can have a good Money Monday. What do you say?
I say let's get going here.
All right, let's get rocking and let's get rolling at Parx. So, by the way, Parx starts early tomorrow too, and since the Horseshoe Indianapolis has shut down for a while, Terry and I will be trying to make some folks happy that have been asking us to do Parx multiple days. So we'll start the same time tomorrow with Parx as well. Hopefully, we'll start on time, minus the microphone issues. All right. So race number 1 at Parx, as I got my screen all goofed up here, is 6.5 furlongs on the main track. This one, they're all on the main track today, claiming $15,000 for a purse of 30 grand, Terry. And let's pull up our way to the winner's circle worksheet for the first time today. Let's talk a little bit about the kind of horse that typically wins 6.5 furlongs on that track. Tactical speed, the rail has a little bit of an edge. 2 and out, post position wise, are fair. Looking at the setup of this race, Terry, got a couple horses that want to be towards the front. 6 horse is an E horse, meaning it can win from the lead. EPs can be lead or ride shotgun. Typically, Ps ride shotgun. PCs ride shotgun or sit in the back seat and then try to move forward. The closers are always in the back seat, try to move to the front. As the race comes to a close, all these horses have similar late pace, Terry. On this early start for this Monday, Money Monday, what you got?
Well, I'm starting out with number 9, Long-Term Thinking. He comes in from Aqueduct, drops in class today, and has a trainer who wins 30% of the time when shipping a horse in to run. Then I like number 1, Javian. He ran second versus similar in his last race, has the highest last race speed rating, and the rail post is winning at a 20% clip. Then number 6, Captain Chaz. He has finished in second in 2 races in a row, switches to a high percentage winning jockey, and the trainer in the last 14 days has won 3 out of 7 starts. And then number 7 is my 4th pick, Kate's Golden Dude. He drops in class today. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters, and he has a high percentage winning trainer.
So number 1, Xavion, does ride that high win rate rail. Did run the top last race, speed figure. And when you look at the race internals, was better across the board. Expecting a big effort today. Number 6, Captain Chaz. It's not all that far from winning 4 races in a row and winning 7 of the last 10. So a horse that's clearly in good form. Number 2, if I lived in Shanghai, this would be me. Shanghai Superfly, Terry. First off the claim, a 13% winner for a 9% trainer and a horse that likes to run at the distance 9 times, 2 wins, a second and 4 thirds. So likes to fill out the gimmicks. And then finally, number 9, Long-Term Thinking is a Naira track dropper, as you mentioned. Also ran at Churchill Downs and Oaklawn Park. Has run at Parx once before, finished second, run at the distance 5 times, and finished all 5 times. Finished second, Terry. So a horse that, for whatever reason, likes to hang maybe at the end. Maybe I should have put it second instead of 4th. In race number 2, we're looking at a race that is 6.5 furlongs, just like race number 1, claiming $7,500. Non-winners of 4 lifetime. The purse here is $23,000. Again, early pace, tactical speed with a horse a little bit of a rail bias. Our way to the winner's circle for race number 2, we find there aren't many horses here that like to get to the front and win. So it is a back-loaded track race. 8 horse got scratched out of this spot. And our first left arrow horse of the day, the 2, which is ordinarily a closer. Its normal early pace puts him on the early lead with the 6 horse. Also has a plus advantage if you combine early pace and late pace. This will be my box it up for the day, Terry. But before we get to that, tell us which horses you would box if this was your box.
All right. Well, I'd start out with the number 6, Gushing Oil. He's been claimed in 4 races in a row, so somebody thinks there's something there. was the favorite in each of those races, but disappointed. He had trouble in his last two races, but if he runs back to the race he ran in September, he's going to get it done today. Then I like number 2 as my second pick, Category 1. He ran second versus similar in his last race. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then number 9 is my third pick, Scott's Rocks. He drops in class today, and he's returning to a sprint, what I think will help him. And he's 1-for-1 at today's distance. Then number 4 is my fourth pick, Load Up Mo. He drops in class today and will be closing to catch the front runners at the finish.
Yes, Mohammed, we're hoping to come up all roses today too, if that's indeed what that is, but my vision is not the best. This is my box setup, as we mentioned, where we have 4 horses. We throw them together in an exacta box, trifecta box, superfecta box, a race where we feel like we can get some good odds, get some good payouts. Terry and I have the same 4 horses, slightly different order at the start. I got the 2 first. That one's Category 1. It is my left arrow horse that does have a plus edge when you combine the early pace and the late pace of the race, so should run the most complete race in this field. Number 6, Gushing Oil. As you said, Terry, they love this guy, claiming him race after race after race after race. At Parx 6 times with no wins, 3 seconds, and a third. One time he did run at the distance, he did win, so something's got to give there. Number 9, Scotch Rocks, second start with trainer Carl Jones. It's won 4 of 12, quick math, 33%. Been at Parx 17 times, a trio of firsts, seconds, and thirds, and another one that won its only try at the distance. And then finally, number 4, Load Up Mo, has a superior late pace edge over this group and is one that might, resume's kind of hot and cold on it, might improve in its second start off a layoff. Race number 3 at Parx is 7 furlongs. It is claiming $5,000. Non-winners of one in a year for a purse of a cool $30,000. We look at the 7 furlong profile of a winner. We see horses that have early speed and typically do best, especially if they're posts 1, 2, and 3, although 4 and out do play fair. In race number 3, again, a very peculiar race shape here, Terry. You see everybody, well, almost everybody, wants to be in the back of the car instead of driving the car. Lone exception being the 3 up on the front here, early pace type that does have some early wheels. Of all of these guys that want to come late, the one that will be running the hustling the hardest is the 8 horse with the plus late pace, Terry. Does speed get this done, or do closers get this done for you?
All right. Well, I'm going to start out with number 7, the Amount. He comes in from Aqueduct to try Parx racing for the first time, takes a major drop in class, and switches to a high percentage winning jockey. And then I like number 2 as my second pick, Outrageous Bet. He ran second versus Tougher in his last race and has the highest last race speed rating. Then number 4, They Shot Sunny. It's my third pick. He finished third versus Similar in his last race and has a good trainer and jockey. And then number 1 is my fourth pick, Strom Breeze. His best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters, and the rail post is winning at an 18% clip. And in addition, he drops in class today.
Well, I'm going to start off race number 3 at Parx with Outrageous Bet, the 2 horse. Couple of seconds in 2 races at Parx, and does own the best early pace, late pace combination in the field. One concern for me is I'm not sure if the cutback in distance really helps him out here. Number 4, They Shot Sunny. Well, we don't say if he survived or not, but could be better in the third race off of the bench and does catch a 5-pound weight break today, which could improve his positioning by about a half a length. Number 7, Amount, track and class dropper, picks up jockey Ruben Silvera, who is one of the top jockeys there at Parx. He also gets off the 8 horse Ruben Silvera to ride this one. Trainer Gregory DePalmer, the trainer of this horse, he doesn't win a whole lot, except when he ships horses in and seconds off the claim, which checks both boxes for Amount here. Number 8, Crees Brooklyn Law, does have that late pace advantage and drops in class. You look at these horses, it is the most consistent performer in Parx race number 3. We move forward in another race to race number 4, Terry. This one is a 6 furlong race. optional claiming for $16,000. The purse here is 40 grand. The profile of a 6 furlong winner at Parx. It's a horse that does have early speed. There is a little bit of a rail penalty, but posts 2 and out play fair. If I recall correctly, race 4 was one that was impacted a lot by scratches, at least for me. 4 horse got knocked out. 7 horse got knocked out. Sorry about that. We have to undo that because I got the 11 in there too. 10 horse got knocked out. The 4 and the 10 were big players in my picks. That makes a big difference here because now the 9 becomes speed by itself. The 11 is a lone pressure closer. Everybody else wants to be towards the back. And the 2, well, this guy's never been close. How did the scratches change your picks? You might still
Let
be
me unmute.
Mm-hmm.
It changed my picks quite a bit. I'll tell you that right now. I liked in this race number 10, Snappy Ride, is my first pick. She finished.
Yeah, but 10 is scratched.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that must be one I missed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I like number 9, La Regala. She finished in the money in 7 out of her 9 races at Parx Racing, and finished 3rd in her last race. Then I like the number 3 horse, the Fumer.
Oh, I'm sorry, Terry. The 10 is not scratched.
Oh, okay.
Yes, my apologies.
All right. Well, Snappy Ride, she has finished in the money in 5 out of her 7, 5 out of her last 5 races, winning 1 start, has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. Then I like number 9 as my second pick, La Regalada. I can't pronounce that. But anyway, she finished in the money in 7 of her 9 races at Parx Racing. So she likes the track. She finished 3rd in her last race. Then the Fumermator. Fumermator?
Firminator, whatever. What
Yeah,
was that one?
Firminator. Yeah. Number 3 is my 3rd pick. She seems to wake up in her last race, winning at Parx Racing, and switches to a high percentage winning jockey. And then I like number 1, Golden Bow. She has an early foot, so the shorter distance may help.
So here's where I screwed up. I went to race number 5, Terry. Race number 4, forgive me. The 6 horse is scratched. Got a little ahead of myself. The 4 horse is scratched. The 5 horse is scratched. Here again, we get a left arrow horse. The 8 horse, normally a closer, has enough speed to keep up maybe with the 10 when those gates open. So I completely screwed that up, Terry. I apologize. And hopefully I didn't screw too many other people up along the way. You know, when you're old, Terry, you can relate. Sometimes you make mistakes, my man. I'm sure even when you're young, you do so.
I certainly do. I just fixed the big mistake that I had on my box setup. So
for me, number 10, Snappy Ride, is not scratched and is my top pick too. Does have some early pace in a race, as we saw, that's filled with closers. This one runs its best when it can get to the front. Should do so today. Been effective at the distance. 6 races, 1 win, 3 seconds, and a third. Number 2, Jezebel Jade. This guy's been off since August. Won its debut and finished third in its only other fresh runs. So this horse does look like it comes off the bench ready to go. Number 9, La Regalada, is a pressure horse with the top combination of early speed and late speed. Has been one that likes to fill up the gimmicks at Parx. 9 times out, a win, 3 seconds and 3/3. Also fills up the gimmicks at the distance. 6 races, 1 win, and a couple of seconds and a couple of thirds. And then number 8, left arrow horse. And this is something we should all keep in mind. God Still Loves Me. It is a left arrow horse. Showed plenty of early pace in the last 2 races. And last time out, held its speed longer on the past performances. So when you see a horse show speed maybe through the first half mile in one race, and then the next race, it holds it through the first 3/4 of a mile, usually a sign of a horse that's on the upswing. All right, Terry, now we're at race number 5. This one is 6.5 furlongs, claiming $7,500 for a purse of $30,000. A 6.5 furlong race, as we started at the beginning. Tactical speed wins with the rail bias. Every other post position is fair. We can real quickly just look again at race number 5. You'll see here We have a couple of horses that are scratched, the 9 and the 11, maybe get some improved position, Terry, thanks to the scratches. All right, fix up what I screwed up last time around, Terry.
Unmute myself, yes. Okay, we're on race number 5, right?
I think so.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it messed me up quite a bit too. So race number 5. I like number 8 as my first pick. He's got it. He comes in from Aqueduct, drops in class today, and has a good jockey. Then number 3, Mr. Tuttle's my second pick. He ran a disappointing last race as the favorite, but he had plenty of trouble coming in the stretch, and he gets his regular rider back, which should help. Then number 9 is my third pick, Chain Reaction. He switches to high percentage jockey, and the shorter distance offers hope for improvement. And then number 11 is my fourth pick, Loved Again. He finished 4th in his last race, only beaten 2 lengths though, and switches to a high percentage jockey.
All right, where you stop. I'm going to start in Parx race number 5 with Loved Again. It is a lonely PC horse, flashed a lot of speed at Penn, although I'm not the biggest fan of Penn to Parx movers, but I do like it when Ruben Silvera gets on board, so you should get this horse forwardly placed. Number 8, he's got it, is a Naira track dropper. This one could be better in its third start after a layoff. Number 5, I think Angelus Diamond could be a beneficiary of the scratches here because this one should move closer to the front. Much, much better early out in its last race. So I think the 5 is going to be a part of that early pace. And then number 3, Mr. Tuttle was the favorite last time out, got beat, but trainer Josue Arce rebounds at 20% with beaten favorites the next time around the track versus 12% overall. So that's a alpha angle for Mr. Arce. Terry, what races do we have? Hot dog are in race 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, before we get to race number 6, which is the hot dog pick 4, we'll get to that. It's also your box it up, Terry. Race number 6 is a 5.5 furlong, claiming $7,500, non-winners of 4 lifetime for a purse of $23,000. It's the first time today we've seen 5.5 furlongs. When you're looking at the program, you kind of want to find horses that do have some early speed, but surprisingly for a short sprint, there is an outside to inside bias. So the farther you're from the rail, the better you are. In race number 6, and I'm pretty sure that's where we are, we see a race that does have a lot of horses that all could be forwardly placed because you have front runners with shotgun types, and then one back here that is a potential closer, the 3-horse. It does have a very big late pace advantage over all of these horses in the field. 5-horse here is a left arrow horse, might be your pace setter because it does have a plus advantage, 5 points better than anybody else at the 4 furlong marker. Terry, this one's your box it up. Take us through your picks in the box it up.
All right. First of all, let me explain that originally my box it up was the same race as yours, but I didn't change my race number. So while we were talking here in the last few minutes, I decided to go with the 6th race. I like the number 3, Dalton. He won his last race at Parx Racing, has the highest last speed rating, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. And then number 6, Shackle Cat. He has finished in the money in 4 out of the last 5 races, winning 2 of the starts, has a high percentage winning jockey, Paco Lopez, in irons, and he has an early foot, which he'll appreciate in the cutback distance. And then number 5 is my third pick, Champion Design. He has an early foot, winning 2 out of his last 3 races by leading all the way and finishing second versus similar in the last race. Just almost made it. Number 4 is my fourth pick, Calculated Breeze. He won 2 out of the last 3 races and drops in class today.
All right, that's the box it up for Terry race 6. Mine's race number 2. Again, $1 exacta box, 50-cent trifecta box, 10-cent superfecta box. Hopefully we all catch exactas, trifectas, and superfectas there. So again, that's 3, 6, 5, 4 for Terry in race number 6. For me in race 6, we're about 2 minutes to race 1, so we'll go through that race as it's live. I'm going to start off with number 5, Champion by Design. This one is a left arrow horse that does have a plus advantage when you look at the early pace, late pace combination. Favorite last time out for trainer Jamie Ness. Doesn't lose a whole lot, but When he does, he rebounds at a whopping 29%. Number 6, Shackle Cat at Parx, 5 times, 2 wins, a second and a third. At the distance, 7 times, 2 wins, a second and 2/3. This one's first off the bench. The resume says he quite possibly might need this one to do better next time around. Number 3, Dalton. This one's been off since July when he smoked him wire to wire. Resulted in the top last race speed figure, but much like the 6 horse, the horse looks like it doesn't run its best fresh. Keep an eye on it for next race if it doesn't win this one. And then finally, number 4, Calculated Breeze. Not sure what happened in its last race. It stopped. If it can go back to the 2 prior races, it won wire to wire with not a whole lot of problems. So if it can revert back to 2 races, probably a good shot to be a winner. Looking at race number 1, Terry, let's see how they're doing. We got about a minute to go. It looks like they're still a little bit away from the posts. So let's go ahead and look at our hot dog pick 4s, starting in race number 3, Terry. This is where we have a $20 budget. And Terry's going to go 3 by 2 by 3 by 2. I'm going 3, 3, 2, 2. Terry, tell us about your thinking in putting your ticket together this way.
Well, I just thought that third race was a little bit wide open, and the same with the fifth race. I think the 6th race with the 3 6 is pretty good, although I don't have your 5. And I think that 10 is going to win that 4th race, but I wanted to back it up with the 9.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can understand that for sure. I think this, I'd like to have more coverage everywhere, to be honest with you, Terry. So, but based upon the picks, this is the way I felt the race 5 and 6. Really, I felt like race 6 was the most formful for me. The other ones, we'll find out what happens. All right, so race number 1, they're headed to the post. But before they get to the post, a couple of quick items. Tonight on Horse Center, we will have on jockey Sofia Barandella. Yes. Young lady with a fascinating story. Just got a win at Fairgrounds, 19 wins so far. Make sure you don't miss that by tuning in tonight. The best way to make sure you don't miss that, Sean and I, is to go ahead and hit the subscribe button while you're on YouTube. Follow us on the social sites streaming below. It's the best way to keep up with us. Make sure you do that. All right, that first race is about to get started. Let's see what happens here, Terry. So for our picks for race number 1, let's go ahead and pull those back up on the screen real quick, Terry, so that we can see how we play out. And it looks like they're about to go in race number 1. Well, there's a couple horses loading. While the horses are loading, Terry, one other thing that you can do real quickly is you can head on over to the Picks with the Professor today. Check out his TikTok play of the day. You can also look at his play of the day right down here. He does college basketball, college football, hockey. There's a link in the description down below. Make sure you check that out. Let him know in the comment section we sent you. All right, let's see if they can finally get this race off at Parx. Looks like they're having a little bit of issues with the 9 horse, but looks like they're all squared up and they're ready to go, Terry. And the gates are open, and it's a pretty clean start for everybody. They're pretty much clumped up together. The 2 horse finally making a move there. Shanghai Superfly gets to the lead, followed closely by a bunch of horses. On the outside, it looks to me like the 4 horse Sapanora it's the 2, the 6, and the 9 as they go 3 wide down the back stretch. Opening quarter, Terry, in 23 seconds, so not all that fast as they come down to the first turn here. It's the 2 horse Shanghai Superfly, followed by the 6 horse Captain Chaz. To its outside is number 9, which is long-term thinking. The 2 horse has command of the race right now, it looks like, Terry. The jockey's a little bit out on the 9. Really hasn't asked the 2 to run yet. 6 is starting to lose ground, so he doesn't look like he is going to be involved at the end there. Closing out with maybe the 3 horse. But right now, it looks like it's Shanghai Superfly at 8-1. It's his race, followed closely by the 9 horse, although it looks to me like the 3 could factor before the race is over. And down the stretch comes the 1 horse, Terry. 2-1. And the question is, does the 9 beat the 3, or does the 3 beat the 9 for the trifecta? But the exacta is 2-1. And then it looks like the 5 horse came up on the outside out of nowhere. So 2-1-5. And then I'm not sure if it's the 9 or the 3 for 4. So there you go. How did you like that?
That was a great race call. I'll tell you that right now. I loved it.
Can you finish the whole card? Yeah, we're going to finish the whole card, friend. We just want to make sure that folks are aware of what happened in race number 1. All right, Terry, race number 7. You ready to finish the whole card? Are you, Terry? I can't hear you. Are you there?
I'm here. Yeah.
I know you got it. For whatever reason, you and I echo, and I don't know why that is.
I was shaking my head.
All right. Well, race number 7, Terry, it is a 1 mile, 70-yard allowance, 8,000. Nice purse there, $40,000. But now you are echoing, Terry. In race number 7, the profile of a winner of a 1 mile, 70-yard. Early speed, the inside 3 and 8 and out tend to do the best. Our way to the winner's circle worksheet. Let's make sure that we have this up on the screen because sometimes I close things out. And I don't. All right, here we go. Race number 7. Again, pretty interesting race shape here. The 8-horse on paper looks like it could be Lone Speed, Terry, but I don't know that it'll actually carry that because the 2, the 3, and the 5 all have very similar early pace figures, moving it in front of the 8. But if you look at this 2-horse, it does have the most late pace. Actually, it's a plus advantage, 5 points more than anybody else. Combine early speed and late speed, and 2 could be a dominant force in this race, Terry. Do you agree?
It may be, although it's not my first pick. My first pick's the number 3 horse, Miss Dillingham. She likes this track, finishing in the money 66% of the time. She's won 44% of the starts there. And the distance won't be a problem as she's won 33% of her starts at this distance. Then I do like the number 2, Obstinate. She has won the last 2 races in a row and is going for a hat trick here. She has a high percentage winning jockey and the highest last speed rating. Then number 8, Madame Rouge. She drops in class today and performs well at today's distance. Then I like is my 4th pick, number 5, Fine 1-1. She had a nice second place finish in her last race and does well at Parx Racing, finishing in the money in 16 out of 23 starts here.
So that's your long shot in race number 7. So hopefully that one comes home for you. In race number 7, I am going to start with the 2-horse, Obstinate. Could get the ideal trip right off the pace. Does have that dominant late pace and dominant complete race edge. So we'll see if it can take advantage of that. Find its way in the winner's circle. Your long shot, Perry, number 2, Miss Dillingham. This one is my second choice. Can never overlook Jamie Ness and Ruben Silvera when they team up together. This one put a bullet workout in between races at a track, Parx, where it's run 18 times, won 8 of those races with 2 seconds and 2/3. So probably going to be a winner or maybe off the board there. Number 5, Fine 1-1. Better from the beginning to the middle to the end in its last race relative to the prior race. This horse doesn't like to win, but it does like to fill up the gimmicks at the distance. 11 times, finished second 6 times, third once, no wins, unfortunately. So it's a Tom horse. Does it win? Nah. Got to have it in your picks? Absolutely. And then finally, number 6, Lula's a Roadrunner. This horse is making its 3rd start off to break that classic handicapping angle and did show substantial improvement in its last race. Terry, race number 8 is a chance to go long shot daily double because it is my long shot in this 6 furlong optional claiming $40,000 horse race with a $42,000 purse. Again, 6 furlongs, you want horses that have early speed. The rail does offer a little bit of a penalty. In race number 8, our way to the winner's circle worksheet, we have kind of a barbell race here. 4 horses that want to be on the front, 4 horses that want to be in the back, 1 little guy right here in the middle, fat guy, little coat. The 5-horse, the pressure horse, does have a plus late pace advantage and a major early pace, late pace combination advantage over everybody else, Terry. I don't know. Could be tough to beat that P-horse. What do you think?
Well, I'm going to start off in this race with the number 7 race, Kisses for Emily. She ran on an off track in her last 2 races, and she didn't have much success. But if the weather stays clear today, which it looks like it's going to be, I think she'll do a lot better as she has the highest speed figure at today's distance and a high percentage winning jockey. Then number 6, American Pyramid, is my second pick. She comes in from Hawthorne after winning her last race to try Parx Racing for the first time and has Paco Lopez in the irons. And then number 5, Tasha, excuse me. She has the highest last speed rating, and her trainer jockey combination in the last 14 days have been in the money 5 out of 6 times, winning 2 of the races. And then number 8's my third pick, Lassie's Notion. She has finished in the money in 3 out of the last 3 races, winning her last start, and she has a good workout on November 15th.
So this is my long shot. Where you end off, I start off. Lassie's Notion got the maiden special weight at $72,000 at Monmouth last time out. It was the 8th try. Been at Parx 3 times before and didn't win any of them. But if you look at underneath the past performances at the workouts, you'll see the last 2 at Parx were brilliant. So that tells me this is a little bit different horse this time around. Number 5, Tasha, is that lonely P horse that I mentioned, sitting between a wall of speed and a bunch of closers. Does have superior late pace and an early pace, late pace combination that should give this horse competitiveness from beginning to end. Number 7, Kisses for Emily. Last race was better than it looks on paper with better early pace numbers from gate to wire. And then finally, number 6, American Pyramid. So same 4 horses, a little different order, Terry. Probably was facing much tougher when it ran at Gulfstream Park, Churchill Downs, Keeneland, Kentucky Downs before winning easily at Hawthorne. And as you mentioned, gets Paco Lopez. Whenever you see Paco on a horse here in Parx, it's got like a 29% win percentage. You can't overlook Mr. Paco Lopez. In race number 9, we're going to run 6.5 furlongs, an allowance of $52,000. The purse is 52 grand. Just a quick refresher at 6.5 furlongs. Tactical speed where the rail tends to outperform everything else, but all the other post positions are pretty much fair. In race number 9, we can see the race shape in a shorter field, kind of a little bit of a triangle here with front loaded with speed. The 6 and the 4 horse are likely to get out to the front. The 6 horse might stay there from beginning to end because it does have a plus late pace advantage, meaning Darling Donna might be one that you can't catch and you can't pass. Terry, what do you think?
All right. Well, I'm going to start off in this race with number 6, Darling Donna. She comes in from Southern California after winning 2 races out of her last 3 there. Has the highest last race speed rating and switches to a high percentage winning jockey. Then I like number 5, Hidden Catch. She has finished in the money in all 6 of her career races and winning her last race at Parx Racing. And then I like number 8, Zenatown. She took a 7-month break in her first race back, she ran a nice second and has a high percentage winning trainer who in the last 14 days has won 3 out of 7 races. And then number 3 is my 4th pick, Our Uptown Girl. She had won her last race at Parx Racing and likes this track.
All right. Looks like they're having problems with the payouts in race number 1 over there at Parx. They haven't posted them yet. I don't know what's going on there, Terry, but you are echoing a little bit. Okay, thank you. Race number 9 for me. I like number 6, just like you, Darling Donna. Darling Donna is a horse that should be on the gas from go. It does have that early pace and late pace combination, a double plus advantage in that respect. I agree with you, Terry. This is going to be my best bet, or one of them, or a candidate until I saw it was yours. Number 8, Zenatown is a lonely PC horse here in a field full of early speed and pressure types. Today gets a weight break, so I think it'll help Zenatown down the stretch. Number 4, Aruma. This thoroughbred could be the pace setter. Gets real brave when it's on the lead, and I think today it's going to have a real good chance to be on the lead. And then finally, in race number 9 at Parx, number 5, Hidden Cachet. It's run at the Ben Salem track 6 times, won once, came in 3rd once, but in between that, 4 seconds. Did show a much better early foot in its last race through the first half mile. Almost always a sign of a horse that's improving. Race number 10 is my best bet. So we go long shot, best bet, and we go long shot double, best bet double. See if we can make that happen in race number 10, which is another 6.5 furlong. Again, early tactical speed. Looks like the rail has a little bit of an edge over everybody else. And then the other post positions do play fair. This race is pretty balanced. And if you look, I only have 1 horse squared off here for the early pace. That is the 9 horse. Almost has a 10-point advantage over everybody else at 4 furlongs. So the 9 should be the one that I mean, it can sit behind the speed if it wants to because it is a PE horse. It just runs out of the gate at its normal tempo, should have a nice, comfortable lead. Everybody has some similar late pace numbers. This race, Terry, I think is pretty much wide open, except for one horse in here. That's why I made it my best bet. How do you see it playing out?
All right. Well, like you said, that's number 6 is a good looking horse in here. This is race 10, right?
Correct.
Okay. Well, it's funny because I don't have the 6. I have the.
Yeah, this is race 10. There was the 9 horse that was the one that I liked. But go ahead.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, the 9. He's incredible. Is my best bet. I mean, the pick I like. He has won 4 out of the last 5 races at Parx Racing, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then I like number 7, Get the W. He has finished in the money in 9 out of 10 races. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Winning 4 of those starts. That's actually excellent also. And has a jockey who in the last 7 days has been in the money 10 out of 13 starts. He's won 4 of those, 3 seconds, 3/3. Then I like number 8 is my third pick, Hushin. He won his last race at Parx Racing, and he has the highest last speed rating. And then number 1 is my fourth pick, Emperor's Score. He ran second in his last 2 races, and the rail post is winning at a 20% clip.
All right, Terry. As you might imagine, based upon my way to the winner's circle worksheet, that 9 horse, he's incredible, Terry. You got to pick a horse named after you today. Almost has a 10-point early pace advantage at 4 furlongs. It's the biggest advantage any horse has in this race. But I also like that last time out, the horse ran 6.5 furlongs with faster fractions than it did in the previous race at 6 furlongs. So going longer, faster, that's supersized faster in my opinion. Number 7, Get the W. This old man, this 9-year-old horse, you and I should have put this one just in front, just because we have to stick together with all the old men in the horse racing business. But this guy still has it, Terry. Just missed versus that top pick last time out. And much like the 9 horse, did run better fractions. Number 8, Hushian, ran the top last race speed figure with better pace numbers in the beginning, the middle, and the end. Second start off the bench, it could improve, but his resume says that might not happen, might actually regress here a little bit. Finally, number 2, Cumberland Avenue. That's not too far from O'Hare if you live in Chicago like me. It's a tough call over the 3 horse in this spot for me, but did increase its speed figure 3 races in a row and showed a lot of late run last time out. Last race of this early Parx card, Terry, is number 11, 6.5 furlongs again. Most common distance today. Again, rail seems to have the advantage, but 2 and out do play fair. You do want to focus on some speed. For the last time today in this race, 14 horses, Terry? Big field. The 15 horses out, the 10 horses out, and I think this 10 horse scratching is a significant scratch because it leaves the 12 in a very favorable spot as the lone EP horse. When the gates open, the 3, the 11, and the 9 should be the ones that are trying to get to the lead. And as the race is coming to a close, this 1 horse has a lot of giddy up and go at the end. But a deep field, closers, I'm not the biggest fan because they can run into traffic. Minus traffic, Terry, how are your horses going to play out?
All right. Well, I like the number 2 horse, Queen Cordelia. She has finished in the money in 4 out of her last 5 races. She won one of those starts and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And tell you the truth, that 10 scratching was my number 1 pick, so it did affect mine quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And number 1, Famous, is my second pick. She won her last race at Parx Racing, drops in class today, and the rail post is winning at a 20% clip. Number 6 is my third pick, Without a View. She won her last race at Parx Racing and drops in class today. And then I like number 8, Power of Love. She won her last race at Parx Racing, switches to high percentage winning jockey, and she has a bullet workout on November 3rd.
For the 3rd time today, I'm going to start where you stop. I'm going to go with the Huey Lewis. What's it, Huey Lewis in the news horse? The Power of Love. What do you think about that, Terry? First off, the claim for trainer Guadalupe Guerrero. It's a 17% angle for Mr. Guerrero versus 13% overall. That is what I call an alpha angle. And this horse put a bullet workout the last time he went to the track on November the 3rd. Could be sharp here. Number 2, Queen Cordelia. Jamie Ness, Frankie Pennington, who will be a guest on Horse Center this week. You're not going to want to miss that. Again, the best way to make sure you don't miss anything we do around here, hit the subscribe button on YouTube, follow us on the social sites. You see them on the scroller below. We do an interview every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday with people in the business, jockeys, trainers, owners, track announcers, you name it. They're always fantastic shows. The guests are always wonderful. Number 5 is my third choice. Cajun Cousin was the favorite in its last race. Disappointed, dropping in class to make up for it today. And trainer Felix Flores Coba does rebound at 31% the next time around the track with the beaten favorite. And then finally, number 12, She's a Double Take. Becomes the lonely early pace type with the 10 scratching. This one's really brave when it's close to the front, and it should be close to the front today, Terry. It's also the end of our late pick 4, the one we call Prime Rib around here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Prime Rib 4. I've taken some lessons from Charles, Terry. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. And I agree that 11th race is really wide open. But I also think the 8th race is. So I kind of like have a horseshoe there. It's, I've got, 6, 7 horses versus two. And then in the last race, I have another 7 horses. So I have a 98 ticket.
Yeah, mine's 97.50. And I went 5 horses in that first leg. I do feel like that 6 horse could win that race, but I wanted to try to beat one of my 2 horses in it I thought could be best bets. So I went with the 8 and 4 in race number 9, singling up that 9 in race number 10. And in the last leg, if I can get through the first 3, fingers crossed, all but the 14 in the last leg. We have a $100 budget here. If you're going to play that, I probably would add the 14, only adds $5 to the tickets, Terry, because in race number 11, I'm going to get there. You know which one's going to win, right?
Number 14, just like on Saturday, I got through my single on my last pick 4 and went to that last race. I think I had 6 or 7 horses out of 12. And one of the horses I didn't have won it. You had it in your pick, so it's too bad that I didn't have it. Of course, I only paid a little over 100, but
it was
still.
my 5th pick, yes, indeed. And I was battling if I should put it as my 4th pick because it was between 2 first-time starters for that 4th spot, and I ended up going with the other first-time starter. What can you do? And then I had all the other ones except the first leg, so it's just one of those days like that. What's up, Jared? Hopefully you're feeling better off for your NFL Sunday. Hopefully you had some winners in there. We'll get some Parx winners for you in your bankroll today, Jared. We got a good start. That 2-1 exacta for $2 paid $45.80, Terry. Too bad we didn't have the 5. They're about 6 minutes away from race number 2. Again, real quick, Terry, let's take a look at our full picks. This is my box it up in race number 2. We got 4 horses. We put them together in a $1 exacta box, 50-cent try, 10-cent super. That 2 horse right now is 4 to 5, so the bettors are backing that one. Hot Dog is in race number 3. It's $20 tickets. There you see how we have them laid out. Prime Rib in race number 8, 9, 10, and 11 to close out the card. I'm doing it all but the 14 at the end, absolutely guaranteeing that the 14 horse is going to be the winner in race number 11. Here's our full card rankings again for the day. Terry's long shot, race number 7. Mine following up in race number 8. So maybe a long shot, double. Best bet for Terry is in race number 9. Mine is in race number 10. So maybe a best bet double in races 9 and 10. What else is a good bet today is if you're going to play the Sunny Turf Paradise, please head on over to Guaranteed Tip Sheet. There is a link in the description below. You'll see that Turf Paradise is the free track today. There's a free track every day. First race, number 2, Warriors Hero at 9-2, followed by the 1 horse, 8-1. Looks like an opportunity to maybe cash a nice ticket there. And if you do cash a nice ticket there, support the show by heading over to horseracingtoday.net. It is Cyber Monday. You'll get 15% off everything and free shipping today. I ordered this one, Terry. It'll be here soon. I got myself the Horse Racing Today hat as well with the football in it. And I got a Horse Racing Today hoodie because of the cold weather here setting in Chicago. So great way to support the show. Terry, any final thoughts before we get up out of here on this early Money Monday?
Yeah, well, don't forget to subscribe if you like what you see on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at Horse Race, the number 2 day. On Facebook, give us a thumbs up at Horse Race, the number 2 day. and Instagram at Horse Race the number 2 day. And everybody have a great week. It's the end of November. We're going to start December, and just give your loved ones a hug and a kiss. Have a great week.
Yes, indeed. Well, you're definitely going to want to keep track of what we're doing because we're about to launch a bunch of new content, which we think everybody will love in 2023. We're going to do some YouTube shorts, some TikTok, that kind of stuff. We're also going to do some very interesting, I would say long format, not long form, but half an hour programming, what we're going to deem at the track. You're going to want to make sure you don't miss any of that because with the at the track stuff, there might be some real money in play for people who pay attention. So make sure you do what Terry said, subscribe, follow along, support the show, hook up your horse racing today gear. You won't look as good as Terry and I, but you'll look great at the Christmas party. No question about that. All right. That wraps it up for Monday. Good luck at the track today, no matter what you're playing tonight. If you're trying to lick your wounds and catch up in the NFL, we're just going to sit back and take it easy today. No matter what you do, folks, make sure it ends up in one place. It can only be
the winner's circle, like the 49ers.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us. Terry and I will be back tomorrow. Again, mark your calendars. We'll be half an hour earlier than usual because Parx starts earlier again tomorrow. Fantastic Money Monday.